Hi everyone! In this video I'm going to explain how to create function which will print triangle of stars. So this is how the stars will look like when we finish. As you can see, this 5 number is equal to number of lines. If we change it, for example for 7 and run again, we will get triangle of stars which has 7 lines. So I want to begin my explanation with this part. Here I created space function, which is printing spaces here. So let's understand how does it work. It takes as argument and checks whether it is equal to 0 or not. If it is, it returns nothing. If it isn't, it returns space, plus it returns itself by argument n minus 1. So when we call the function with 5, s is equal to 5. 5 is not equal to 0, so it does empty space plus n, which is 5 minus 1. 5 minus 1 is 4, so it calls itself with 4 argument. S now is 4. 4 is not equal to 0 too, so it returns space plus space minus 1, which is 3. S is now 3. It checks whether 3 is equal to 0. It isn't, so it does space plus function space 3 minus 1. 3 minus 1 is equal to 2, so S now is 2. 2 is not equal to 0, so it does space plus space function 2 minus 1. 2 minus 1 is 1. S now is 1. It checks whether 1 is equal to 0 or not. It isn't, so it does space plus space 1 minus 1. 1 minus 1 is equal to 0. So S now is 0. 0 is equal to 0, so it returns nothing. If we put this together, we will get 5 spaces. So let's continue. Here I created stars function, which is printing stars here. The code is the same as the space function, only it is taking a argument instead of s and returning stars instead of spaces. So it's the same recursion. So we created space function, which is printing spaces here. We created stars function, which is printing stars. And we have to combine these two together to make them look like this. So I created fmac function, which is taking 3 arguments. N is the number of lines. A is the same as this A. S is the same as this S. It is checking whether n is equal to 0 or not. If it is, it returns nothing. I did this because the function has to have logic which will say to stop as it is recursion, and then I printed spaces plus stars, which will combine spaces with stars. But then we must understand the logic how the triangle is constructed. As you can see, while going down, the spaces are decreasing by 1 and the stars are increasing by 2. So we must increase the stars by 2 and decrease the spaces by 1. Also, we must decrease the number of lines so that n will be 0 and the function will stop working. That's why I called fmac function here with n minus 1, a plus 2, s minus 1. But we have to give one number and have these 3 arguments. So I created another function and called it TriangleStars with argument n. And I called fmac here with n 1 and n minus 1. So when we call the function with 7, n is equal to 7. So n is 7, 1 is 1, n minus 1 is 6. So n here is 7, A is 1, S is 6. 7 is not equal to 0, so it prints space function with 6 and star function with 1, as A is equal to 1 and S is equal to 6. And we get 6 spaces and 1 star. Then it does 7 minus 1, which is 6, A plus 2, which is 3, S minus 1, which is 5. So N now is 6, A now is 3, and S now is 5. 6 is not equal to 0, so it prints spaces with 5 and star function with 3. And we get the second line. It continues until N is 0, and when 0 is equal to 0, it returns nothing and the function stops working. So that's all for this function. Thank you for watching the video.